So this is a review for Cash in the Box. You've probably gotten this flyer in the mail, and you want to know if there's more information out there. You're doing some searches online to see if there's information out there about Cash in the Box that you could kind of decide if this is a fit for you. So I've actually checked that out. So when I got it in the mail, I was definitely intrigued by it. It was pretty awesome looking. So I checked that out. So my name is Kay, and I'm the technical marketer. So this is a flyer that you got in the mail, and I got the same thing too. I took a picture of it, and it has different levels. So you've probably seen it, explained, and you kind of know more about it in terms of the different levels and how it works. But you're on this review because you want to get some insight from someone, right? Someone who's probably looked at this and probably have a perspective on it. And that's what I appreciate. When someone actually does a review about something, give me their feedback on it in terms of what they think about it. Maybe some stuff that I haven't personally thought about to give me an idea if this is a good fit for me. Because sometimes you just can't think of everything. And when someone puts something in a different perspective, it decides you're able to make up your mind and say, you know what, yes, that's a good fit for me, or no, that's not a good fit for me. So that's what I'm going to provide in this review. So here's the thing about it. I actually love this thing, right? I mean, the monitor is just fantastic. I think she's fantastic in terms of what she's put together here. I think this is truly a winner. It's very simple system. It's laid out very nicely on the flyer, and the monitor is a generally good person. So with all that in mind, I definitely thought this was a winner in terms of a mail order program, and I was excited about it, and that's why I actually took the time to read it and looked about it. But then I wanted to see some insight from people to see what their thoughts were. So there's lots of positive reviews about this. People are having um, responses to this and actually making money with it. So it's absolutely fantastic. Love it. But here's another perspective to it. So, that's part of it. And then I'm going to show you another side of it too, because then I really did think about this as well. Now, I've been in mail order before, so I'm coming from that perspective that I've been in mail order before. And when I look at these things, there's certain things I consider to see if it's a fit for me. So let's see, based on my analysis, if it's a fit for you. If it is, I say go for it. If it's not, then, you'll know after you see this review. So Cash in the Box, there's some tools you need to get this up and going. I mean, you just can't come into it and do nothing. You have to do some work, put some work into it and some expense in order to make this work. So I'm sure you probably understand that already. So here's the tools that you need. You need stamps, you need the envelopes, you need the flyers. You're going to have to print the flyers, and then you're going to have to stuff it. So a pretty simple process, right? And that's what I love about mail order. It's very simple. So I broke down the cost here. It's going to cost you to get your business up and going with Cash in the Box here. So you'll need, for Cash in the Box, if you're going to join at the $25 level, $25 to join, right? So there's different levels you could join, all the way up to $1,000 level. So just a matter of whatever level you're going to join it, just add that into this price here. So then for the postage stamps, so the way you do mail order is you kind of have to mail a good amount. You can't just mail, say, 10 flyers or 10 postcards and call it a day. You got to get it out there. The more you get out there, the more, responses you'll get, the better things will work out, average out for you. So it's not like you mail, 100 flyers and you get like 10 responses all right away. You might have to mail 1,000 flyers, and then over time, over a series of time, you'll get responses to it. So that's how that works. You just don't mail 100 and you automatically get 10% or whatever percentage. It's over time that you get those percentages. So you're gonna need the postage to mail at least 1,000 postcards, sometime over some time frame. So whether you do it immediately, you get your flyers printed and you mail them out, in a sense, all in a week or a month or something like that. But you have to at least mail 1,000 postcards to really give a mail order business a good test to see if it's going to work for you. And then you need envelopes. Now I went to the Walmart site here and I checked out the envelopes, and I think that was coming in at about $45. So this was Walmart price here. I'm at the website and I just punched in 1,000 envelopes, white envelopes, and it gave me about $45. So that's where I got that number from. And then cost to print the flyers. At the time when I did mail order, which was way back when, I could get them printed for 25 bucks for 1,000 one-sided white sheet of paper flyers, and that's without them being actually folded in thirds, so you can stick in an envelope. So I'm sure it's a bit more, but to be on the conservative side, I just plunked in 25 bucks to say that was what it was. And then, of course, the time to stuff and mail it. Your labor is free, or someone else's labor you could use, so that could be free. So the average cost I have here to mail out 1,000 flyers is about $585. So me being the technical marketer that I am, I definitely had to punch in the numbers to see what it looks like on paper, to see if, you know what, if this is something I wanted to give a go. Now, your return on investment here. So if you mail 1,000 flyers and you get a 10% response rate, which is pretty high. I gotta be honest with you, a 10% response rate is pretty high in the mail order industry. You gotta mail a lot of flyers here before you start adding up to those 10% response rates. So all I did was take 10%, and 10% is 0.10. So I divided by the 10 by the 100, that gave me 0.10. And so that you get 100 responses there, and at $25, if those people draw in $25, you can make 2,500 bucks. At 1%, which is more the standard rate of mail order mailing, anywhere between 1% or less, that's 1,000 times 0.01, that's 1%, equals 10 joiners. At the $25 level, you get 250 bucks. So that's the range of the income that could fluctuate based on the response rate that you're getting. And no one can guarantee your response rate. That's just the nature of the business. You have to mail, and over time you get a response rate, and you got to kind of measure what that is for yourself. So you got to come in a sense, blindly, knowing that you're going to put some money into it, and that money is set. I mean, over 500 bucks here to mail out 1,000 flyers, and then see what your response rate is. Now, I didn't tack in, I realized, the mailing list, because you need a mailing list. You're going to mail these flyers out, you got to put your mailing list. So if we put round this up to 600 bucks, let's call it 600 bucks with the mailing list, then this is what you're looking at. Still close to about, a bit over $2,000 here, 2,500 bucks. And at the lowest response rate, at 1% response rate, you make 250 bucks. So then looking at the profit margin. So if, you mail 1,000 flyers, it costs that much, to mail, 585, and then if you made $2,500, you could be into a nice profit of about 1,900. And if the response rate isn't that good to your mailing based on the list or whatever factors, then you're looking at actually a negative number here. So this would be a negative $335. So you would have lost $335. And then you'd have to go mail again to try and see if you could recoup those costs, definitely get your mailing up to the 10% or so to make a hefty amount so you could actually recoup your costs. So my analysis of this, after I've looked at all of this, I definitely love mail order. I mean, it is an easy business to get into. You just mail postcards or flyers. But the thing I can't get over, and every time I look at a mail order thing, it's the idea that, the postage gets you, right? I mean, that's a hefty cost. No matter where you go, that postage is going to get you. So, you're taking a risk at spending at least pretty much 500 bucks to see if something's going to convert very well for you. And if it flops, then you get to eat the loss here, and then have to go decide to either redo it or revamp what you got going on. So with that in mind, I like things that are more a sure shot. I don't like the big risk anymore in mail order. The idea that you mail out, you wait and see, and then if it doesn't come in, then it's like, you're out of some money that you put into it. I mean, when it comes in nice. But the thing is, you got to go find that perfect mailing list. If it's the mailing list that's going to do it for you, or it's the time of the year that's going to do it for you, or whatever factor that makes it happen, that you could get a 10% response rate. But like I mentioned, and if you've been in mail order, you realize that's a really rare thing that you get a 10% response rate. Even sometimes you're giving away stuff free, just offering a couple stamps, and it's still hard to get people converted to get a 10% response rate. So, looking at this, I think it's a fantastic program, but for me, I just couldn't take the risk of, losing any money at all on this, knowing that I truly have to go mail 1,000 flyers or more to kind of get the response rate and getting things out there. So, what I found is something truly amazing, something along the lines of this, but a little bit less riskier. And the nice thing about it really doesn't involve this kind of process where you're risking lots of money. It's really, if you're gonna join, say, Cash in Box for say $25, this opportunity could be something that might be more up your alley in terms of, it's a one-time cost that's all you put into it, and you can make a lot more money than just, even at the 10% response rate, you can make a lot more money than, a bit over $1,900 or $2,500. So if you're looking for an alternative, to compare and see if, something else might be a better fit for you, you're looking for something to make money at home, but you want to have a high income potential, but you don't want some of the risk that goes into, doing a mail order thing, I'm going to put a link below this video. You can definitely check out what I have and see if it's a better fit for you. So either way, you know what? You get to see something that you compare this to see if you should truly go ahead and do this or if there's a better fit for you. So just a simple video to give you my perspective on Cash in the Box. I really think it's a terrific program, just not one that I can invest in with the returns that could possibly happen. I definitely like a short shot in terms of, I could invest some monies into something and actually have that money work hard for me instead of me putting money into constantly buying stamps, my time in terms of mailing postcards or, folding envelopes and mailing them out. If you're like me, looking for something very simple with a one-time kind of cost without the recurring cost of actually putting monies into mailing, then definitely check the link in the description box, and that might be a fit for you.